it's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for coming to this video and making yourself a priority. I am Denise. Welcome to a Sunday fun day. A little unplanned video. I didn't have my live today because everybody in the house is sick. I'm not. I might just sound a little bit nasal, but oh my gosh, it's crazy in here. Steve went to urgent care this morning. He's fine. He just needed another prescription. He's been coughing. He's asthmatic, so a lot of things come in his lungs. So I said, just go. So he's back. He's on another medication. We'll see how it goes. So I thought, I was thinking a lot this past few days. As you see by the title, I'm struggling and there's a change. Now, I know I just already made a change last week. Like, didn't you make a change last week? Did you say you were going low carb in the diabetic plan on Weight Watchers? Yes. I can't do that. I can't do low carb. I'm going to be, and I know this, and I thought, well, I'll do it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I lost already, being that, but I'm like, it's just, I'm struggling. Never felt, now, this only applies to me. If you're doing low carb and loving it, that's great, but I'm not. So I'm not going to sit here for the sake of content, because I know a lot of people like low carb. Low carb is is a buzzword. High protein's a buzzword, low carb's a buzzword. And it's like people are gravitating towards low carb. They're gravitating towards high protein because they hear everybody say, hey, if you do this, and it's all true. I mean, you do up your protein and you lower your carbs, it helps weight loss. It does. I'm not going to tell you it doesn't. It does. But for me, it's just, first, number one, I don't have a diabetic issue. I am not pre-diabetic. All my A1Cs have been good. They've never told me to do that. He's never told me to do any of these things. I just thought, you know what? I'm struggling on the other plan, and I feel like I'm at a kind of like a standstill. Let's try this because, it's a buzzword. Even I do the buzzwords occasionally. Oh my gosh, that's a buzzword. And supplements. Between you and me, I get emails daily, maybe 2, from brands that want me to hawk their supplements. There ain't no supplement out there that's going to help you. I wish there were. I mean, I've tried them. In the beginning, you feel like they're helping, but in the end, they're really not. Maybe I think anything helps in the beginning because it's something different. But oh my gosh, there was this sludge, this kind of thing from it's some kind of black stuff. I'm not doing that. I no thank you, no thank you. And these are paid opportunities. So I'm turning down money. That just goes to show you that I'm just so done with certain things. It's not worth the money for me to come out here and tell you how fabulous this is. Because guess what? It's probably not. So, back to me and the low carb. I felt like I was on this restrictive diet and it was getting to me. I had this happen to me back a few years ago when we were still doing blue, green, and purple. That's how long ago this was. And I went to the green plan. I remember you were around for that. I literally lasted 24 hours. When I couldn't eat chicken and salmon for 0 points, I was going crazy because that's all we had that weekend. And I'm eating it I can't. I have to weigh and measure it because it's points. Again, if you feel like you're on a diet, that's not good because I don't want to be on a diet because here's the thing. If I don't keep up that low carb lifestyle, the weight's going to come right back. Your body gets used to when your body gets used to, especially if your carbs are low enough or you're in ketosis, which is pretty low for some people. I think it's around 50. It's like keto. It's what keto means. Body's in ketosis. It's going to burn. So I just can't do it. And I'm admitting it, like I said, I'm admitting my shortcomings. Maybe you do great with low carb, but I will definitely back up and say low carb, definitely you lose weight. You do. That is a given. I know that. I do know that. But again, it's not the lifestyle that I want for myself. So we're starting from scratch, but I have a plan. I do. And I thought I'd share it because, maybe somebody else is struggling. This video is going to help me and I'm hoping it helps somebody else. You know what? You may be going, oh, I need to unsubscribe from this nut job. And that's your prerogative. But I need to be honest and tell you exactly what's going through my head. That's the only way I run my channel, is being, this is me. If you don't like it, you don't have to stay. If you do like it, hit that subscribe button and join us. So I'm going back to regular Weight Watchers plan. I don't, for me, that plan is fine. And this plan is a lot like the blue plan, Freestyle, where I lost my weight. I finished losing my weight on the blue plan. So I want to stick with that. And I was figuring my calories. And I don't know if you know this, but when you're figuring how many calories you have and how many you need to lose weight, it always asks you how active you are. So if you're not putting the right activity in, you're not going to get the right calories, because the more active you are, the more calories you need. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what? And I know I'll get slammed for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't think I was eating enough, because based back in the day when I lost my weight, I was eating more than I'm eating now. I was eating a lot of weeklies. I have really left a lot of weeklies on the board the last month or so. So we want to truly get a caloric goal for myself that's giving me, and again, I'm not counting calories. Why? And why Weight Watchers? I get asked this all the time, so let's address it now, because it kind of fits in. Calories are energy. What it takes to burn that off. That is, what calories mean. It's expenditure of energy. And I'm not sure why I said that. Oh, calories versus points. See, I am really not, it's been a day with these sickos here. But when I counted just calories, you could fit more things in. You could fit a lot of the lattes in, a lot of treats, a lot of food that are high in points, because and I believe this, Weight Watchers does the work for you, and it's saying, here, this food is lower in calories because it's a better option. So yeah, because I have less points than calories, I can't fit in lattes all the time. I can fit them in a few times a week, but I can't fit them in every day. Counting calories, I could, because, oh my gosh, I could fit that in. So I realized I wasn't eating quite as healthy counting calories as I am when I follow Weight Watchers, because you're going to want to stick within around that points budget. So you're going to be choosing, not all the time, for the most part, lower pointed foods, 0 point foods. Again, make sure you weigh and measure them, because they do have calories. Again, but it's so great to have that on my app, so I could always look at that. I am going to keep back where I was when I was really doing well in the spring. I had my carbs 120 and under, had my protein 80 to 100. I'm trying to up my fiber. It's supposed to be, I think women, it's 26 grams of fiber, or 28, and men it's in the 30s. Am I going to hit that goal? No, but can I eat more of the types of foods that will help me get better at that? Yes. So that's what I'm trying to get up. And fiber keeps you full. Again, fiber has carbs. Well, some of fiber does, like the beans do and stuff like that. So I definitely want to do that. I want to do, and I have been very slacking, and I know this, in my exercise. I've made no bones about that. But I was watching a video. It was from somebody. I can't remember who it was. It was one of those ones that pop up on your feed. You just kind of, let's hit that. She was doing 15 minutes. It was 45 minutes of walking per day. And she said, break it up into 15 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to try. And I'd often said that 10,000 steps was not, somebody made that up. But have I ever tried to reach 10,000 steps? Probably not. So I'm setting myself a step goal between 8 and 10,000. We're going to see how well I do. I'm going to try to walk in the house, because it's too stinking hot outside, 15 minutes a day. It might be in place. It might be as I'm cooking something, but I want to do it where I'm going to make it intentional walking. Yes, I walk around the house doing cleaning, and that's not intentional walking. I'm going to do that too. So I'm going to have that walking with my intentional walking. Which, again, I've been doing really good with my water. It's probably what saved me lately. I want to keep that up, because that's really, I think, it's been a help. I don't try to do 60 ounces, because that's way too much. I try to do between 40 and 60. 40 is minimum, 40 is doable. Do I count my tea with that water? I do not. I think I've told you before, when I get up, first thing in the morning, I drink 12 ounces of water before I do anything. I take my medicine, I take 12 ounces of water, because I've been asleep for the last 7-8 hours, so I got to rehydrate. So right there, I'm getting 12 ounces of water. right off the bat. I try to drink at least 12 ounces before every meal. So that right there is going to give me 36 ounces of water just doing that. I have a 12-ounce cup, which I got at Target, which is all in a haul. So I like that. I like knowing what I'm drinking, like the size. It's a perfect size. So that's at least right there. That is almost my goal right there. But I drink in between. Just water's in here with my ice. And I do like the lemon packet in there. So, also, I was watching a video. Y'all do you ever watch Clean and Delicious with Danny Spees? Well, she had a video come out Friday or Saturday. I don't remember what day it was. But it was about willpower. Like, sometimes we think we need willpower. And it's really not about willpower. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to really focus on eating what I want. If and not worrying about, what's the carbs in that? I just need to know if I could fit it in. As long as it's fitting into my points, and I'll remember, I have my calories down there. As long as I'm able to fit that in there, and I'm going up to 15,500. That's what my caloric goal is going to be. Because the more active you are, the more you'll get, the more you have to eat. It's not about moving more, eating less. It's about moving more and eating a little bit more. But we're not eating like, again, I'm not going to eat like a piece of cake or a donut. No, I'm going to eat more food to give my body the energy to keep moving, because vegetables, protein, fiber help keep my body going. I want to make this really, I need to make it a lifestyle. I say it, but do I do it? And I'm going to tell you, since July 1st, I did not feel lifestyle. I felt diety. And I don't like that feeling, because that's when I rebel. I didn't rebel, but I wanted to. I did. Luckily, everybody was sick with here. Everybody wasn't sick. I might have rebelled, but it was too crazy here to rebel, but I did. I'm like, oh my gosh. You have to know what feels good. And if you're doing something for the sake of doing it, and it doesn't feel right, then why do it? I don't care if so-and-so says, this is what I do and it works for me, or so-and-so says, this is what I'm doing and I think you have to figure it out. Like, I'm not telling you to do what I'm doing. I'm telling you to figure out your plan. Figure out the plan. What can you do to get to your goal? What is it you need to change to get to your goal? What keeps you from getting to your goal? Sometimes it's our favorite food that we sit there and don't eat because we feel like we can't. This is why, I feel like a lot of people, I hear it all the time. I haven't eaten that since I started. I don't eat that anymore. That one has way too many carbs. I can't have that. So you're not really living a lifestyle. You're living a diet if you're saying you can't have that because it has too many carbs. It has too much sugar. It has this. Be able to fit it in. Again, do we have to eat all of that? No. I had a 7-point hot dog bun. It was 200, I think, 230. I hauled it from Aldi on Friday's vlog. Wednesday's vlog. I did say the calorie count. It was 200 and some, which seems like a lot for a bun, which it was. But it was a holiday. It was a pretzel bun. I had a 1-point hot dog. So why not have this high carb, high calorie, high point bun? Why not? If I'm trimming it down in other ways, I'm fitting it in. If I wanted now to me, the regular hot dogs are fine. I don't mind it. I'm not a huge hot dog lover, to be totally honest. I was even more forward to the bun than I was the hot dog. But again, it gives me that smoky hot dog flavor. So that hot dog fit the bill for a hot dog for me. Did I feel like I was on a diet? No. Did I feel like, in my world, it tastes like a hot dog. Again, if you're eating food that doesn't taste like you want it to taste, then there is a problem. And that's what you need to fix. We need to connect what we're not doing to what we can't do to what we will do. And that's the thing. Like, I just sat there. I'm like, God, why am I doing this? I was pretty sad. I to myself. And then I felt hopeless. And you feel like you're a failure. I know you all felt this way. And it's like, but I'm like, and then I watched Danny's video. I'm like, you're putting too much restriction, and I, of all people, should know better. But here I am. I'm living a journey as you are. Because I sit here doesn't make me know everything. I certainly don't. I give you what I go through, what has helped me, what works for me, you know, maybe some situations, maybe some of that resonates with you and some of it doesn't. What do I say? Take what you want, leave what you don't. Because there might be something in something I've said that, you know, you can resonate with. And she also said to find, this is how she found her calorie count. I don't know how true this one is. She said, you get the goal weight you want, you times it by 12. She says, if you want to weigh 150 pounds, you times it by 12. So you need 1,800 calories to maintain that weight. I guess that has to be if you're active, because the calories change depending if you're active versus you're not. If you're sedentary, you get less calories because you're not burning anything. So it's very important to, when you're calculating your macros, to find one. I will, if I remember to find the one, you know, that I was looking at, and I can't remember where it is. I'll have to hunt in my Google, because it asked you about activity, and it asked you specifically, are you sedentary? Are you active 1 to 2 days a week? Are you active? Are you heavily active? So that is crucial to find out the exact amount you need to eat. In order, you can sit there and say a number, but all about age is important. They say height, I guess, because the taller you are, I guess the more calories and stuff you get. But the biggest, I think, is activity, because if you're not burning anything, you can't eat as much, because you're just going to not lose. But if you're burning at a high level, you can have more of those calories. That is why, if you see it, it goes on calorie counting and on Weight Watchers. If your activity app device is connected to your account, that's why you get weekly points. That's why your calories go up, because for a healthy relationship with food, for a healthy, I don't want to use the word diet, lifestyle, that is crucial to have those things. So if we're undercutting ourselves now, that's probably where I'm at. I believe this. You might say you're nuts. You can. I've been called worse. That I am not eating enough. I know it sounds so weird, because you think to yourself, but if you're eating less, you should lose. Well, you do in the beginning, but if you have several months, years of that, it's going to stop. It's just, and I don't want to use the word, it's not, I don't hate to use the word starvation, because I'm obviously not starving, but it's your body's inability to burn when it's not getting what it needs. And your body is just, that's why it's a science behind all this. Your body is basically a science organism, and it needs certain things to function. Hence why people who have low carb have higher fats, because fats take the place of carbs for energy. So if you're a person that has a low carb, but you still are a person who works out heavily, you have to up your fats. You can up your protein all you want. You're not getting energy. You're getting satiation, but you're not getting energy from protein. You need the fats to give you that energy. That's why all the keto people, then a lot of them who work out, are having these cottage cheese, cream cheese and butter, and they're eating meats, and they're eating bacon. It's all that fat. So that's the trade-off. Low carb is usually high fat, especially, like I said, for people that are heavily working out. If you're just a person trying to lose some weight, you're not really into the physical fitness, you probably don't need to up your fat any. But anyway, and then plus, if you're leaving, like I hear people all the time, I'm leaving all, like, check, the app has the calories. Make sure you're eating enough. I'm telling you, if you're not eating correctly, you will stall your weight loss. Not in the beginning, but it will catch up. And you have to eat nutritiously. You have to eat your body is, like I said, it's a machine. It needs certain foods. So definitely, if you're not using up your points and you're still in a calorie, still too low, up things like breads and fats. You will see that those points go right up, and you'll see those calories adjust, because higher the fat, higher the carb, the more calories you will use. And it's definitely so important to know both. I love Weight Watchers points. I think it's fabulous, but I do think if you're struggling, you need to see that. You need to see that, because just because it's calories in, calories out, and we have points in, points out. But if you have 0 point foods and you're not tracking them, you really don't know what you're eating. And it's very important to know, to make choices, to make decisions, to see what you need to do. So I always recommend, having the calories on your app, having the protein, the carbs, have everything. It's there. Look at it and see where, if you're doing something that's ready too crazy, see where you can curtail it. And I'm a firm believer in net carbs versus total carbs, because fiber, and there is sugar alcohols, which is, I think, found in some sugar substitutes. lower the carb count. So that is huge too. I don't know if it's, when I was counting carbs for 4 days, I was counting net carbs because it negates it actually. Like I said, and I don't have an issue where I really need to worry about my carbs. I just feel like, what can I do? I'm older, I'm postmenopausal. What can I do? Yeah, I should limit my carbs, absolutely. But should I go that low? It was driving me insane because everything that I eat, and I didn't want the other thing, like have that. And it's funny because I don't really eat a lot of fruit. I really don't. But those are the days, like, of course, and I'm not real. You think carbs, you think of bread. You don't realize it's sugar. And when sugar is digested, sometimes it turns into carbs. That's why a lot of diabetics really need to watch their carbohydrates. We used to tell the kids when I worked in when I worked in the doctor's office, not to have pizza. For some reason, pizza was a killer in carbs. I guess it was the crust, maybe the sauce. I don't think it was the cheese, but it was like, don't have pizza. And they have low carb pizzas, but here's the thing. I don't think they're any good. I bought a low carb bread one time, I think it was at Aldi. I thought, and I don't want to insult anybody, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, but it was like cardboard. And I sat there and I'm like, unless I had to eat this because my blood sugar was through the roof, I tried to make French toast with it and it was terrible. I tried everything. I'm like, this is terrible. Somebody has told me there's a Hawaiian low carb bread that's really good. I'll be the judge of that. Again, I hate to yuck anybody's yum because we all like different things and nobody should yuck your yum. But, do you like it? Don't tell me you're eating it because it's low carb. That's not my answer. My answer is, do you like it? Not is it okay? Do you like it? And I wasn't liking some of the things I was getting. Just is what it is. So that is it. I was thinking about doing like a Sunday fun day every Sunday just to like go. I don't want to put this in my Weight Watchers video. I could, I guess. My weigh-in for them on Mondays because I don't think that video will be way too long. I'm trying to make this under 20 minutes. We're at 22. I tend to talk a lot. But I just wanted to come out and say to you that, yeah, I was struggling with that. And I think I don't need to do that. Why? Sometimes you think, well, that'd be fun. And I've done that. Well, I've never done low carb. I've done the diabetic plan. There's nothing wrong with the diabetic plan. It actually gives me too many points because sometimes I don't eat those foods. I'm horrible in the 0-point foods. I am. All my foods are pointed. Pretty much. So maybe I would be better on the diabetic plan. But it's funny, when you're on that plan, that's the food you eat. When you're not on that plan, that's the food you don't eat. It's like a mental thing. Do you ever find that? Maybe it's me, which it could be because, we'll be surprised. But that is it for me. Let me know if you're on if you feel like sometimes you struggle with this and like I said, this is how I'm going to live the rest of my life. I cannot and will not live like that unless I have to. Unless my doctor tells me to say, Denise, you really need to lower those carbs. You really need, my A1C was great. My fasting glucoses have been great. Diabetes does not run in my family. Heart disease does, but not diabetes. High cholesterol does, and mine's right at 203. So that's why I do low fat. In case you were wondering, say, Denise, why do you do low fat? That is why, because we have heart disease in the family. So if I could lower some fats a little bit to help it out, that's what I do. Again, that's what I choose to do. I don't want to choose for you. You need to choose for you. And that's it. So let me know in the comment section below what you think. Let me know what's going on with you. I'm always interested in what's going on with you guys because, family here. If you enjoyed this video, if you've not yet hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish With You. We're figuring this out together because that's what we do. That's what a community does. We work together to get to the goals that we want to. What's stopping you? For me this week, stopping me was just the food choices. It was not in my realm of what I wanted. But yes, we're going to try getting that movement back in. I've been very slacker. I admit that I've been slacking. So I'm going to try to do better than I used to, which is hard when I don't go to Glam Squad. But I'll try. And we also have Glam Squad. If you're interested in walking with a group, we do Glam Squad. Everything is in the Facebook group, Dish With These Crew. It's all linked down below. 11 a.m. Eastern time. Walk a mile with the group. It's free. Come join us. We'd love to have some new blood in there and some walkers. I need to get my butt there. And it seems like that's when I have stuff to do. It's my life. But I'm going to try to get better at it. Hopefully life's going to calm down. It's July. It needs to calm down. It needs to. So, like I said, hit that subscribe button, join us here, and I will see you in a video very soon. Tomorrow, I will see you for Weight Watchers weighing in the meeting topic of the week. I'll see you later, my lovelies. Ta-ta for now.